So the best trading strategy is, I can't believe I'm going to say it. What's going on, YouTube family? How are we doing? I hope you've all had an incredible week. Welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit the button. What is the best trading strategy? This is a question I get asked a hell of a lot. Something I've been caught up in myself previously on this journey. And I figured that, you know, with all the stuff going around on social media and whatnot, all the dick swinging, all the arguing, my strategy does this, my RR was bigger than yours, my stop was smaller, I reversed the market on this, I can do that, I can do this, bloody fucking bloody, no one gives a shit. You only have to take one look at social media and you can quite quickly see that it is a dick swinging competition. Everybody's out there saying that their strategy does this, their strategy does that. And the funny thing is all strategies, they coincide with one another in some way. But there are also many times where you can take a trade for one reason and someone else can take the same trade, but they have different reasons. And that's the beauty of this game, is there are so many different ways and variations to look at the market, to enter the market, to exit the market. I would never say there is a right or wrong. It's all down to what makes sense to you and what you understand, not what someone else has told you. You have to believe it, you have to understand it. The truth is, it doesn't matter what strategy you actually trade, how much backtesting you do, how many books you've read, how many podcasts you've listened to, how many times you've written down affirmations. If you keep chasing this secret sauce, this pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and chopping and changing from community to community, edge to edge, strategy to strategy, all you're going to do is build massive confusion in your mind. Things are going to conflict. You're not going to know whether you're coming or going. And you're going to say, this doesn't work. I just haven't found the golden ticket to the Forex trading factory of printing loads of money. When in the reality of that is that isn't what you're searching for anyway. Mark Douglas says the consistency you seek is within your mind. And I couldn't agree more. Previously, when I came into this industry, I was just programmed to focus on technicals. So I didn't really look into mindset stuff. So as soon as the technical didn't work, I would blame it on the technicals and I would chop and I would change. And look, again, I'm speaking from experience here. I've done this. Even now, I find myself in moments where I've had so much information in my head in the last couple of years that there are still days where I'm like, that conflicts that's doing this, that's making me think of that. I don't want that. What the hell? Oh my God. And, you know, that's why you've got to kind of grab your attention and go, what makes sense to me? What works for me? What do I believe in? What do I have proof of? What do I have data to back up? And how can I use that to my best advantage? And then you've got to do all the work on the mindset. Now, it's funny as well. You know, I've said it before and many people are on the same bandwagon with this. You can post a video about mindset in some way, shape or form to relate to trading or anything in business, and it can do very, very low views. You can post a video about the secret way to make loads of money, or I got funded and made this, or how to trade, or how to map this, or how to do that, and the views will blow up. But the funny thing is, the statistics still show that these people, in general, as a collective, are not profitable and not consistent, and the stats show that every year, year in, year out, there's a very small percentage that make it. When you look at the small percentage that do make it, they have their mindset under control. They've done the work on their mind. They're aware that there's new source, new strategies every day. But what they're doing is they're not looking at that. They're not getting, you know, they're not having their mind clouded or their bias clouded by this new community that's popped up or this new thing their friends showed them or something they've seen on socials. They don't care about another person's bag. They care about their own bag and securing their bag. And this is something that I'm really diving into myself, because I, again, have been guilty of easily being swayed to looking at something else. You go and get data on it and then it starts conflicting with things and you're trying to add this in, you're trying to add that in. And like I've said before, it's like you've got a massive wok. You're putting all the flavours and the ingredients in that you need. But when you start adding in a bit of that, a bit of this, experimenting left, right and centre, and you freaking serve it, you're likely going on Deliveroo and you're ordering food because you are like, that was shit. It's the same in trading. We can put too much in. The best systems are the simple systems, like driving a car. You get in the car. How often do you have to think to push the brake, push the accelerator, push the clutch, change gear, put it in drive, indicate, not many people indicate, turn the steering wheel? It's just natural, right? It's automatic. Trading needs to be the same. It needs to be automatic. We need to be able to just get into the car and just do our thing. Trading should be the same. You come to the chart, you wait for your edge to present. If it doesn't present, see you later. You go and do something else. It's boring. That's what it is. It is boring, which is why I say work on other things if you can, other projects, whatever it can be, or work on yourself and your craft. Because if you just stare at the chart all day long, you'll naturally make trades make sense. Any concept that's recently surfaced, whether it's chocks, flips, inducement, V-shaped recoveries, daily highs, lows, whatever it might be, any concept that's around, people take it and they see it everywhere. And this is the problem I feel with SMC stuff, is those concepts come every 5 minutes. They're like freaking air, mate. They're all over the place. Understanding that it only works with other biases such as higher time frame narratives, market direction, the market cycle, whatever it might be, the timing, the kill zone, whatever it is, they all come in to make that perfect little recipe. The problem is you see a chalk and you're like, yo, it's chalk, let's go. Oh, it didn't work. Shit. And the same thing happens. Then you go, this don't work. But then there are people out there using it in the right way, and it's working. Just like there are people out there using support and resistance in the right way that makes sense to them, and it's working. Just like there are people out there trading flag patterns. To them, it works. So when it comes to this question of, oh, have you tried ICT? Oh, have you tried SMC? Oh, have you tried this? Have you looked at this? The true answer is yes, I've tried a hell of a lot of things. But what works for me is what makes sense to me. I can't sit here and say, this is the best source, check this out. That would be wrong of me, because you may go to it and you may go, that don't really make sense to me, or that doesn't resonate with my lifestyle, or I can't really figure that out, or so you're going to go, that's shit. That's the natural human response, right? We're very bad at being self-accountable and self-aware. It's easier to point the finger, it's easier to blame someone or something else than take responsibility upon ourselves. It's why, again, I feel like the mindset is so important. Understanding your mindset, understanding your emotional triggers, understanding your behavioural patterns, understanding what causes you to do the impulsive things that you do. They're the things that you need to be digging into, not the next community that's popped up, the next source that's popped up because someone shared a reel and they called something a different name and they caught a banger and you're like, whoa, I need that. You don't need that, right? It's like cars, yeah? We're going to use cars again. All cars pretty much do the same thing, right? They have 4 wheels, they drive, they take us from A to B. There are many different models of car, and the model you own is based on your view on what you like and what makes most sense and practicality to you and your life, right? If you have a family, you might have a 7-seater or whatever. If you have a business, you might have a van. If it's just you might have like a 2-seater, you might have more of a sports car. If you're into your sporty cars, or you're into track days, you might have more of a racing car. If you just have a family car, you might have an estate, right? There's many variations of said car. It's not right for someone to come up to you and go, my car's better than yours because it costs more, or my car's better than yours because it's faster. So okay, it might be faster, but my car's better for me, for my life, right? It's the same in trading. There are many different courses, tons of education, tons of information, but what's right for your life? What makes sense to you? What kind of trader do you want to be? And how best do these courses serve you? But on top of the education received from the courses, don't just look for the outer work that you need to do. Look for the inner work, the work within you, which is 9 times out of 10 the mind. I can't explain to you how much I've had to do on my mindset. And when I talk to people, they're like, what are you on about? What do you mean mindset? Why do I need to know that? It's just pushing a button. If only it was that easy. But it can get to a point where it is just pushing a button, because you have control of your demons, you're aware of them, you understand them, you have anchors in place to hold you grounded when those things are appearing. You know, you're able to combat whatever they're trying to make you do. So what you have to ask yourself is, are you someone right now, if you've been triggered by what I've said and you're like, fuck this guy, and you've turned off, come back, bro, listen. You need to become aware. You need to hold yourself accountable. If you want to make this work, you have to make yourself accountable. If you can't, find someone that can help you in terms of a partner, self-accountability, and go, bro, I keep doing this shit, shout at me. Bet with them. If I do it, I owe you a tenner. Whatever it is, put things in place to ensure that you begin to stick to these things. If you're just chopping and changing, I've seen it so much. I've done it myself. I have a hell of a lot of data on this. The people that just chop and change end up just leaving the industry altogether. They're not here anymore, or they've gone and done something else. Please stop searching for the holy grail. Stop searching for who's better. Stop caring who makes more art, who is better. Why does it matter who's better? If you are experiencing a period of loss or drawdown, and you know that within your edge that's normal, you've experienced the loss and drawdown, but you know the next trade can get you out of that, you're going to stick to the plan. But if you're experiencing loss and drawdown, and you're like, I've never experienced this before, you're not going to stick, you're going to deviate. And when your mate goes, hey bro, I've just caught a whopper, mate, new community, check it out, man, they got the sauce, you're like, oh shit, Yeah, join, yeah. Oh, babe, this is the one. This community is the one. This is community 96 on the list, babe. You've spent all our money and we no longer can pay our bills. Yeah, but this is the one. Trust me, I've got this. It's not. Because it's not the community, it's you. And until you identify that and you understand that and you admit to that, you are going to keep being a statistic. As always, gang, I hope you have a great week. Peace and love.